voltage 12, so it's probably going to be going up one day, I don't know, eventually. But you might be wondering, what are we going to do today? Well, today I'm going to be covering another problem with your box and your truck. This is pretty this is pretty fast side, but if you drive it too hard, oh no, suddenly I can't move. All I have is a spinner. What happened? Now, before you go screaming to the devs about, oh my god, the bot randomly dies, take a few steps first to check out what went wrong. First thing you want to do is pull up Telemetry. This is going to be where you're going to find everything. Now, now this may seem like, oh my god, what's all this? Well, you'll see that the two sub-motors are the weapon motors to the horizontal spinner, and motor 2 and motor 3 are the dual motors. And you might be noticing, there's a lot of stuff happening here. Voltage, that's the amount of voltage that's going through your motors. You should know this beforehand because you probably put the batteries in, but it's good to check there. Torque contribution, we spoke about this yesterday, that can be changed through gearing, current limiting, voltage, all sorts of stuff. Amp hours. This is how much power you have as soon as this reaches 0, you're out of juice. And current, that's how many amps are going through your bot at once, which is also, how fast your bot's dying, like running out of power. So you're gonna flip it back over, and just drive it. Just drive it super hard for a little bit. Just really push the drive. Sometimes, you drive a lot, push against the wall a bit, just so you're wedging somebody, and you'll notice 200 degrees Celsius is destroyed true. The motor just melted because there was so much heat going through it. Now you have a few things you can do here. You can go check your batteries, see okay, then you want to check your voltage, 75 volts, and this can handle 85 volts. Look at how many volts you have on the system itself. 65 volts. You're a full 10 volts underneath what the bot can handle. So it's not your voltage. And since it's happening the moment you start moving, we know it's not the motor stalling, which leaves current limit. Now, you're going to look at the current limit, and 450, that's the most that these can take. And then you're going to read this and read 300 amps. You're like, okay, so we've got too many amps going through it. So you'll just boop, 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 boop. Take it down to 300. Do the same to the other. And try that. Make sure you take telemetry out first. Then you can watch it. You might notice, oh no, we're running a little slower. This is still pretty fast though. And this is very fast because of the fact that I'm using brushless motors, which is more complicated than the brushed ones I'm using. And we're getting a little steamy, but we're not getting too hot. Now let's try pushing up against this wall. And yeah, the heat's going really fast like that. So that tells me whenever we're wedging someone, whenever we're pushing someone, or whenever we got a lot of weight on top, or hell, there's even a chance that if you get a really hard hit, like say you hit somebody and you both ricochet across the arena, and you try to turn it back in too fast, you might overheat your motors like this. As you can see, the temperature is just consistently climbing, which means you're going to need to turn it down a bit more. And even though, you got to remember, these tell you a current limit. This is the most you can take. Anything past that's working the motor past its limits. So I like to give it 70 to 100 amps, because remember, you're still going to be pretty fast like this, This is still a lot of speed. You can still drive it really hard. But not only do you not have that extra, get really hot. It looks like the motor because I still haven't done the same to the weapon level yet. You're still gonna get pretty hot, but you're not gonna overburn the weapon. You're not gonna burn the weapon out. And also, you'll notice we're draining battery a lot slower. If you keep running out of battery in the middle of your match, and you're like, okay, I don't have weight to put more batteries in, or I don't have space to put more batteries in, it might be worth changing that current slider to make it put less amps through the system. That'll make you run a little slower, but you'll also run a lot cooler, and you'll also have more battery across the entire time. This is, of course, something that's been added in some of the newer builds, so if you're still in March 22nd or May 28th, you're not going to encounter this, but it's good to keep in mind if you're on the newer builds, which I really hope you are, because the newer builds are much better, and also they're a lot more fun. They've got more stuff to remember, but they have a lot more motors and a lot more stuff to do. Which reminds me, I need to do an updated video of all these motors. Like, you might be wondering, what's a winch? Or they make dual cats now? Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cover that soon. The new motors, new ESCs, and what they're all used for. Y'all have a good one, and bye-bye.